everyone, welcome to the sixth episode of the Discover Your Worth informational sessions titled Empowerment and Beyond, Nurturing Women for Leadership. So this particular session by Habib University through this platform of Discover Your Worth is in honor of the month of March, which is a month dedicated to women, celebrating their achievements, celebrating whatever they have given to the world, and also understanding what can be done more to empower them and to nurture them. And Habib University itself is a strong proponent of women empowerment, and it tries its best to nurture young leaders, especially women leaders, through its academics and through its extracurriculars, and it also promotes diversity. And that can be seen especially through the staff at Habib, where a lot of leadership positions are sort of occupied by women and who are doing their best to inspire others around them as well. And in terms of the topic that we have today, it's all about leadership. It's all about how young women can find their passion, how young women can become leaders, how they can inspire others, what are the hurdles they face along the way, and also the role that academia can play in this regard. And the reason for this is that a lot of people comment here and there that women should become leaders, but how should we become leaders? What should we do when we become leaders? What are the qualities that a good leader has, especially a good leader who also wants to empower other women around them? So these are some of the things that we'll be discussing today, and we have a really, really powerful set of speakers with us, and I'm really honored to be here with everyone today. So I'll now be introducing the speakers. First, we have Sania Saeed with us. Sania is a renowned Pakistani actor and host, and she has been associated with some of the television's most impactful dramas over the years. She has achieved remarkable success in the entertainment industry and is considered a treasure by various directors. Ever since her first TV appearance as part of PTV's street theatre drama Aurat, as a part of Dastak, she has been successfully representing progressive women and the stigmas around them. Also, she has recently joined the campaign Dil Walon Ka Desh by United Nations Women Pakistan, National Counterterrorism Authority, and the European Union in Pakistan, which highlights the ideas of peaceful coexistence, inclusion, interfaith harmony, also while acknowledging the vitality of women's contributions to peace. So thank you so much for joining us today. Sania, welcome to the panel. We are very honored to have you here.
Thank you.
Then we have with us Khushbakht Shah Jilani. Khushbakht is an advocate of the High Court, and she deals in family law and domestic violence cases before the District Courts of Karachi, and civil services matters as well before the High Courts and tribunals. She's also the founder and CEO of Adal Aur Sehat, which is an initiative working towards bringing social, legal, and policy reform in Pakistan. Khushbakht is passionate about two things. One, enhancing the legal education in Pakistan, and secondly, bringing a socio-legal reform in the Pakistani society. She has been making waves as a young independent practitioner in the legal sphere with her unprecedented journey, and was featured by Asia Law Portal amongst the top 30 lawyers to watch out for in 2022. Khushbakht aims to continue her commitment to reform as part of Global Shapers community associated with the World Economic Forum. Thank you so much. Very, very impressive profile, Khushbakht. Very, very glad to have you here with us today. Okay, then we have with us Dr. Humaira Jamshed. So Dr. Humaira is the chair of the Institutional Review Board at Habib University, and she's also an assistant professor of bioscience in the Integrated Sciences and Mathematics program at the School of Science and Engineering at Habib. Dr. Jamshed has a PhD in health sciences and 4 years of postdoctoral fellowship in nutrition. Before joining the Habib University, she was researching on cardiometabolic disorders, obesity, and diabetes at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, United States. She is an internationally recognized Google Scholar with 16 publications and more than 600 citations to date. Over the past 3 years at Habib, she has designed and offered exciting new courses such as learning bioscience through movies and understanding human body. As a mother of two and a popular faculty member, she has been setting a fitting example of a working woman in Pakistan who is excelling and inspiring her students. Thank you so much, Dr. Humaira, for taking out the time to be with us today.
Thank you so much for a very generous introduction. The pleasure is all mine. So I'd like to now introduce Manahil as well. She's also a great person to know. Manahil is a Dean's Fellow and Lecturer in Communication and Design program here at Habib University. She was the recipient of a Teaching Excellence Award in 2021 for a course called Trans Design Practicum, offered by the School of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences here at Habib University. She teaches various courses related to design, such as design technology in society and UX design, and also serves as the representative of the CND program in the Habib University's Faculty Senate. She has 4 years of industry experience in design research, service design, and UX design. She has a degree with a distinction in industrial design from NUST, where her focus was designing research-based, environmentally, socially, and culturally sustainable products and services for the audience in Pakistan. She's a keen advocate of women in leadership. Manahil encourages young women and young girls to follow their passion, develop strong skills, and aim towards leadership. We are very glad to have you here, Manahil. And I'm excited to be in a surrounding with such strong women who can support each other and probably bring up other young minds that we have around us. So we can start with some questions that we had planned for all of us. And my first question, which will be for all of our panelists, would be, how should women find their passion, and how do you think we can empower the young minds and the young girls around us to pursue their passion? What are your thoughts about that? Let's start with Sania Saeed, and then maybe Pushpa can let us know what her thoughts are.
Okay, so that's a very sort of general question, and would involve a lot of things. But this is because this would be us, right? Not the girls themselves, but what can we do to help them discover their passion? First of all, learn not to say no. I think the most important thing, as we are bringing up our girls, boys as well, I'd say, we use the word no a lot. Imposing your own will and your own set of morals or expectations or do's and don'ts on the children. And this I'm talking about not when they are in the university trying to figure out their lives. It's when they are trying to build their personalities growing up. Let's allow them to experience things. And it's scary. It's not easy. It's not easy letting your child go do things that they want to do and not be scared, especially in a culture like ours. Not easy. But if you really need women by your side, mothers, parents, families, friends, you will have to build them piece by piece, because everybody around them is constantly going to bulldoze them, tell them how small they are, how useless they are, how not enough they are. So when they're growing up, I think, especially in schools and in colleges and at home, to be able to find your passion in itself is such a difficult thing. You really don't, when you're growing up, you really don't know what the hell you want in life. Today you want this, tomorrow you want that. The day after you think, oh, all that was nonsense. I want to be this. The child herself is going through a lot of difficulty. First of all, compose yourselves as adults. It's okay. It is going to happen to young growing up people. They are constantly going to change their mind. They're going to run here and there and, after things that are unknown to you maybe. Now the world is growing so fast. Specializations and fields are becoming so complicated. Sometimes we don't understand them. But to allow your child to explore them, girls in particular. I was working with, I often visit, and just for my own empowerment, I'd say, I visit Kiran Foundation schools sometimes in Yari. And if you ask them, what do you want to be when you grow? They tell me professions I've never heard of. These are 8, 9, 10 grade students, girls, and they know of these things. And I say, what hota kya hai? What is that? वो क्या होता है? उसमें क्या पढ़ते हो भाई? उसमें क्या करते हो? Okay, so, and I also found myself asking this absolutely ridiculous, redundant question, and I had to check myself. कि अच्छा तो फिर ये पढ़ के क्या करोगे? Then I said, it sounded so wrong in my head, and I said, what was that? Why did I ask that stupid question? So you are constantly questioning their judgment. You're constantly telling them they don't know. You're constantly telling them they don't know their word. Of course, they don't. But they are learning. They're in the process of learning, and their world is going to be very different from yours, whether you like it or not. So to help them explore, to be mindful of their exploration. I'm not saying बच्चे को बेल मत्था बैल खुला छोड़ दो जो no. And foreign, that's the immediate interpretation that comes. Oh, आप लोग तो चाहते हैं बस बच्चे को अरे. No, we're not saying that. We're saying stand behind the child. So the child is confident enough to explore his or her own potential and know that I'm safe because my family and my friends and my elders are standing behind me. My faculty is standing behind me. And it's okay if I stumble, and it's okay if I make a mistake. For girls, I'd say, please make it okay to be able to make mistakes. Not every mistake is a character judgment. Not every mistake is about how good or bad they are, or how right or wrong they are. It's okay to be wrong. Get up, get that dust off your clothes, and move on. That is the attitude we need to not just give our children, but when they're actually in that process, be okay with it. Be strong enough ourselves also, which is a lot of work, by the way. Being strong enough ourselves, it's not easy. So, and maybe people around them, the faculty members, the family members, the extended family, the in-laws, what they need to do, I think, and they're key people in our lives. They need to be supportive of the parents as well. Stop questioning what the parents are doing. Stop telling them your parenting is wrong. And let the children explore. And I'm constantly saying children because I think this has to happen when they're growing up, not when they're ready to go into professional life and not when they're ready to go into specializations. No, when they start walking, you have to be able to give your girls and your boys, I insist, both of them, that space. So that was my very long answer.
Khushbu, over to you, Khushbu. What do you think? What are your thoughts regarding how should we empower them?
जी so I think जो सानिया ने जैसे कहा कि बचपन से start कर लेना चाहिए, that is absolutely essential and 100% correct. क्योंकि of course वहाँ से आप सिखाना शुरू करोगे तो that person will develop that self esteem or self confidence and that sense of direction कि exactly उनको life में क्या करना है, how they can, what their passion is, number one, how they can pursue it. मैं थोड़ा सा बस ये explain करना चाहूँगी कि just a perspective के Pakistan में there is a family which is very supportive and which empowers the child, who raise the child in a very educated way and then give them wings and they can fly. Then there are families who are not very supportive, who are not very educated, which is majority of Pakistan. So that is what we call children who are not very lucky to have that kind of empowerment around them. So I'll talk about the children and also adolescents who are living in a household where they do not get that kind of empowerment and let's say open communication, which is a huge barrier to them knowing themselves and also knowing what the other person really wants. So I think talking about that would be a bit pertinent because I have found, because I interact with students a lot, so there is a lot of times the fact that they're not able to give their best in a classroom, let's say, or in a particular test, is because of the fact that there's something that's going on in the household, and there's something that's bothering them a lot. So for them, I would say that it is absolutely difficult to get out of the shackles of that unsupportive household. I agree, but a lot of times, and I see it across the board. I say it for myself also. You have to kind of fend for yourself, and that is the challenge for you at that time to जैसे सानिया ने कहा, pick yourself up and dust yourself off. कैसे कर सकते हैं उसका मुझे ये लगता है कि सोशल मीडिया बहुत ज्यादा इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत ज्यादा इस्तेमाल की जा रही है. Controlled consumption of social media is something that I would suggest, but I am also mindful that not every single person who might be listening to this webinar would be privy to such training or such information कि किस तरह से आप कंट्रोल कंजम्पशन करते हो. बिकॉज हमारे मुल्क में जनरली हम लोग बहुत एक्सट्रीम साइड्स पे चले जाते हैं, या तो बहुत हम जो है वो एक्टिविज्म पे आ जाते हैं, बिल्कुल कंट्रोल कर लेते हैं, या तो हम बिल्कुल ही जो है लैक ऑफ डिसिप्लिन की तरफ चले जाते हैं. सो again, that's also a problem. So there are a lot of problems interconnected, but what I'm trying to say is कि empowerment की जर्नी आपकी शुरू होती है, और मैं ये नहीं कहती कि मतलब आपको पैदा होते ही आपको सब पता चल जाएगा, बिकॉज आजकल की जनरेशन कह रही हूँ, the thing, the atmosphere that now is, और जैसे कि सानिया ने कहा कि there are a lot of confused thoughts, there are a lot of muffled किस्म की सोच जारी हो रही है. Because you open social media, you see at one point fantasides हो रहे हैं, there's femicide that's happening, बहुत ज़्यादा negativity है. So and also लोग sides में बटे हुए हैं, ये सही है या ये गलत है, cancel कर लो इसको या इसके साथ, just there are a lot of people, a lot of different a recent scandal जो Ali Noor का भी हुआ, the people who have been following him, but then at the same time now this उनका अलग ही रूप निकला. So it's just I'm saying कि people are now just very confused. थोड़ी सी division भी आ गई है कि whether to take sides or not to take sides. So I'm just saying कि let's 15 to 22-year-olds के दरमियान वो जो डेवलपमेंट स्टेज होती है जहाँ पे वो खुद को एम्पावर कर सकते हैं, वहाँ पे वो बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन का शिकार हो रहे हैं, and that is because of social media. So I would say a little mindfulness has to be accomplished, and that's something you can do for your own self. What I do is I YouTube पे videos देखती हूँ. I listen to a lot of Dr. Deepak Chopra. I listen to Sadhguru. I listen to Esther Perel. I listen to different people. I search for them on Google. How do I get more mindful of my choices and all of that? I think that's something, little steps that people from let's say 15 to 22-year-old could do so that they can get some direction. Uske through, once they get to know themselves, have a clearer idea कि मतलब मैं exactly क्या चाहती हूँ अपनी life से, they'll be a bit clear in the passion that they want to pursue. So that's one activity that they could do perhaps to get some clarity. दूसरी चीज ये कि मैंने start किया, and a bit of my thing, I don't really have an exceptionally supportive family. Me being a lawyer was also not something that that was received with a lot of openness. So यहाँ पे एक और चीज आती है कि जब आपको अंदाजा हो जाए कि ये आपका पैशन है, आपने परस्यू करना है, तो फिर आपकी विल पावर आ जाती है. उसके बाद आ जाते हैं आपकी resilience आ जाती है, and your ability to take that educated risk for yourself, because you can see that this will pay off really well for you. वो मरहला अगर आप पार कर जाते हैं तो आप उस ऐसी पोजीशन पे आ जाते हैं जहाँ पे आप दूसरे लोगों को इम्पैक्ट करना शुरू कर देते हैं. And for you to take that risk and step and face that opposition, and then for me, I pursued law, and now alhamdulillah I am taking cases pro bono. I am representing women and creating that impact and changing lives, alhamdulillah. It's because that I took that chance. I had the conversation with my father saying I want to do law because I think that's something. I was previously doing BBA. I left it. I made the deliberate choice, and I said this is something I want to do because I feel like I can create that impact. So you have that conversation. He was not really happy about it, of course, but I had that conversation. I was scared, but I still did that. And now in hindsight, when he sees it, when I see it, इम्पोर्टेंट, क्योंकि अगर मैं लॉयर नहीं होती तो मैं इतना इम्पैक्ट नहीं क्रिएट करी. सो इट्स जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आपकी जिंदगी के फैसलों से, आपके उस एक लम्हे के कर्ज से, रिस्क टेकिंग से, उस थोड़ी सी इंटेलेक्ट से आप जो है फ्यूचर में आगे जाके बहुत खवातीन को एम्पावर कर रहे हैं अपने आसपास. एंड अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आई वाज एबल टू strategize my career in a way कि I am now, which is something that I manifested also, that मैं कोई ऐसा काम करूँ कि I can create some impact. And when you see आपके clients, victims जो कि जहाँ से आप शुरू करते हैं, they're very traumatized, and then आहिस्ता आहिस्ता they grow with you and they get out of that dark space. I think that's what your success is going to be. So I think that's the whole scenario that I would just like to say about you.
That's excellent, Khushbu. I think it's a very good progression that we're having here, that based on what Sania said, that start from childhood, and then what you were trying to say, one of the parts of that was establish a good communication with your surroundings, with your social circle. And I think Manahil is an expert of communication and design, so she can vouch for it much more, that establishing the communication, be it with your parents, be it with your academic supervisors, your faculty, your teachers, your instructors, your seniors, your mentors. But that level of communication would be a huge help in you identifying your passion and then pursuing it. Not just identifying, that's a huge struggle in itself, but once you've done that, you'll have to pursue it. So Manahil, what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I agree with everything that has been discussed so far, and the way you summarize everything, I completely agree. And I think in terms of communication, there's also the thing of networking, that the more you get to know other people, especially connect to other women who are doing something completely different from what you do. But once you get to know more people, what you're doing, then it'll also be easy to find your passion. So I feel like sometimes we like to live in our little bubble and our comfort zone, and we don't like to step away out of it, even when we have the resources. And sometimes we find something that we're slightly good at and we try to settle with it. That, okay, I'm able to make do with it. So yeah, this is it for the rest of my life. So for exploring your passion, you also need to really step out of your comfort zone and explore things. As Khushbu was saying, also risk taking is involved and willpower is involved. That sometimes you might want to do something जिस पर constantly सुनने को मिलता है कि लड़कियां नहीं करती या लड़कियां नहीं कर सकती. So how do you literally take a stand for yourself and say, at least let me try, and maybe I won't enjoy it and maybe I would quit, but maybe I would find this as my passion and I'll find my own paths. And yeah, as Khushbu said, that sometimes you'll have to create your own path. For some people who are lucky, it's a slightly easier path. And for a lot of women, as Khushbu said, that it's also a very tricky path and a lot of hurdles come in. But you have to believe in yourself first. If you don't believe in yourself, then no one else is going to believe in you. So, and that's also a tricky thing, because sometimes आपको बहुत ज़्यादा stress होने लगता है कि maybe there's something I am doing wrong, or maybe I'm not good at it, or maybe the world is questioning me, so I might not be doing something correct. So I think that's also a part of it, that for finding your passion, you need to step out the box, explore, and then take a stand for it.
I think there's one more.
Go ahead.
Sorry, just one more thing also. I think when you are fighting too much, and I want to say this, और मुझे नहीं पता मैं इतना अंग्रेजी क्यों बोल रही हूँ कि शायद मेरे सामने academic लोग बैठे हैं, तो मैंने सोचा अंग्रेजी होनी चाहिए. मगर एक बहुत अहम बात इसमें सारे में ये है कि जब हम बहुत ज़्यादा struggle कर रहे होते हैं और मुस्तकिल combat के mindset में होते हैं, तो एक चीज जिसपे खुद को बहुत नजर रखनी है वो है ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस. और एंड बिकॉज ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस भी एक तरह का डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म है कि आप चाह रहे हैं कि मैं मतलब जितना ज्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट, जितना कंपोज नजर आ सकती हूँ, इन कंट्रोल नजर आ सकती हूँ. इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि बहुत जरूरी है कि जो फीमेल कम्युनिटी है आपके इर्द गिर्द, वो इसमें, और जिसमें हम सब शामिल हैं, या फिर हम सब एक दूसरे की फीमेल कम्युनिटी है ना, तो मुझे लगता है कि ये बहुत अहम है कि उसमें हम दूसरी खवातीन को ये यकीन दिलाएं, लड़कियों को, स्टूडेंट्स को अपनी, चाहे हमारी को-वर्कर्स हैं, चाहे हमारी बॉसेस हैं, जो हमसे हायरार्की में भी ऊपर हैं, हम, और चाहे वो हमारे पेरेंट्स हैं, हम उनको ये यकीन दिलाएं, एहसास दिलाएं कि हम उन्हें जज नहीं कर रहे, हम उनको कॉन्स्टेंटली जज नहीं कर रहे. इट इज ओके टू बी रॉन्ग, इट इज ओके टू बी वल्नरेबल, इट इज अ क्वालिटी टू बी सेंसिटिव. तो ये जो जब हम अपने आप को तलाश कर रहे होते हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात खुशबक ने कही थी कि यू हैव टू मदर योरसेल्फ एट सम पॉइंट, बिकॉज आप जिस पॉइंट पे खड़े हैं, बच्चे इस वक्त जिस पॉइंट पे खड़े हैं, मैं तो नहीं समझती भाई उसको. मैं आधी सेंचुरी पुरानी एक इंसान हूँ, आई एम अ फॉसिल, मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें समझ में आती ही नहीं. तो बच्चे को कभी कभी वो लीड लेनी पड़ेगी जहां पे the child has to mother himself or herself. मैं एक आउटसाइडर हूँ, एक ऑनलुकर हूँ, चाहे यूनिवर्सिटी में मैं उसकी फैकल्टी हूँ, चाहे मैं काम पे उसका या मोहल्ले में उसकी आंटी हूँ, या मैं घर में उसकी मुमानी हूँ, और व्हाटएवर. अगर मैं वो अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब कर सकती हूँ कि जहां मैं उसको ये यकीन दिला सकती हूँ कि शी इज डूइंग फाइन, इट्स ओके. और ये सारी जो चीजें खुशबक ने कही कि जब हम सोशल मीडिया पे ये सब चीजें देखते हैं जो कि कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट करती हैं, ऑब्वियसली बिकॉज दोज आर योर फॉर्मेटिव इयर्स. उसमें आप खुद ही चेक कर रहे होते हैं कि सही है या गलत है, आप मुस्तकिल कैलकुलेट कर रहे होते हैं. उस वक्त अगर मेरे पास कोई नहीं है बात करने के लिए, तो वो बहुत इनसिक्योर टाइम होता है. तो अगर मैं एट एनी पॉइंट वो शख्स बन सकती हूँ जिसके पास वो बच्चा आ सकता है, स्टूडेंट आ सकता है, मेरा कोवर्कर आ सकता है, मेरा कॉलीग आ सकता है और कह सकता है कि यार ये तो व्हाट द हेल, इट्स जस्ट सो कंफ्यूजिंग, एंड बी ओके विद इट. आई थिंक दैट वुड बी सच अ बिग माइलस्टोन इन दैट पर्सन्स सर्च. कि जो फीमेल कम्युनिटी है अराउंड a person, I think, I don't know why I wanted to say that, because I think ये बहुत ही एक intangible सी चीज है, लेकिन ये बहुत ही important चीज है. और because I'm a student of psychology, मुझे लगता है कि every time you're dealing with a crisis, you always come back to this. Was there anybody that this person could have gone to? So I think if you can be that person in a child's life, in a person's life, in an adult's life as well, a student's life, I think that would be very, very important. Not just professionally, but personally as well.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Sanya. Even when you're walking around in the corridors, if you just find people who are just walking by you, and if you just ask them, ke kaise hai, and then just pause. It's not just a kaise hai for the sake of just ke salam dua wala kaise hai, but just pause for a second, and from your body language just show that you're really interested in knowing ke aap kaise hai, not just a usual ke ha theek hai. Matlab sometimes I am also the one who is saying ki ha theek hai, but I realize that if that person has just stopped for a minute, I would have really told him that I'm not doing fine right now and I need this and that. But just being that one little pause and letting people know that they can tell you how they really are today or right at this moment or in this part of life, I think that can be a huge help. And that's actually yes, go ahead.
खुशबक का जो काम है इतना टेक्निकल है कि मतलब इतनी बारीकियां इसमें, लॉज, एंड इट्स सो कंफ्यूजिंग. अगर कोई आ जाए अपना केस लेके, वो मुस्तकिल तो ये डर रहा होता है कि मुझे कितना ट्रिक किया जाएगा. वो कॉन्स्टेंटली आपको सस्पेक्ट कर रहा होता है कि मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है कि आप सच बोल रहे हैं कि झूठ बोल रहे हैं. मैं डॉक्टर के पास चली जाऊं, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है कि वो सच बोल रहा है झूठ बोल रहा है. मैं कंप्लीट ट्रस्ट के साथ आ रही हूँ. तो इतनी कुछ तो उसके अंदर टेक्निकल चीजें हैं जिसमें मैं वॉइड में हूँ, अंधेरे में, गुप्त अंधेरे में. उसमें मुझे सिर्फ ये यकीन है कि ये जो बिल्कुल एक इंटेंजिबल बात है, जिसको मैं लॉ की स्टडी से, कानून को सिर्फ जानने से मैं एस्टैब्लिश ही नहीं कर सकती. ये बहुत कानून जानते हैं, मैं इनके सामने बैठी हूँ, मैं इनके पास केस लेकर आई हूँ, ये कानून तो बहुत जानते हैं. क्या ये कंपैशनेट भी है? क्या इन्हें मेरी कोई परवाह भी है? क्या इन्हें मेरी तकलीफ का कोई एहसास भी है? आपका रिलेशनशिप उससे, आपका बॉन्ड उससे एस्टैब्लिश होगा इस बात से कितना ट्रस्ट कर सकते हैं इन एनी फील्ड, इवन स्टूडेंट्स फॉर दैट मैटर.
Yeah, so what I was
Sorry.
trying to say was that even in the field of medicine, there is this study that reported that when you're going to a physician, if they listen to what you have to say, your health would improve much sooner. Versus you go to a doctor जिसने आपको 1 मिनट दिया और उस 1 मिनट में उसने आपसे आई कांटेक्ट भी नहीं किया और वो लिखते रहे, तो आप इस impression के साथ रूम से निकलते हैं कि इसने तो मेरी बात ही नहीं सुनी, and you're not likely to feel better or get better with whatever they prescribe. So just by giving them the time and attention और उनकी बात सुन लें, I think that has a huge effect on like that is what we can do to other females around us, other young ladies around us.
Absolutely.
To just be their shoulder to cry on, and not necessarily I don't want them to cry, but just as an idiom के भी हाजिर रहे उनके लिए एक मौजूदगी का एहसास so that there is someone. So that was actually our second question, which I had planned for all of us, was that as leaders, what could be our role for in decentralizing the power and uplifting people around us? So Khushbak, do you want to add something there?
So I would say कि जो leader हम कहते हैं that stems from the word lead. Sometimes and ख़वातीन के लिए especially मैं समझती हूँ because they are homemakers. You grow up that I grew up seeing my mother leading the whole house. कि वो अपना घर का finances managing all of that. She's a housewife. तो मैंने उनको यूं करते हुए देखा, the way she's managing everything, and I don't know how. Then I'm going to जो मेरे school में teachers मतलब वो भी majority of them are females. So just seeing them teaching and showing that compassion. So I think I don't know if it's I think it's a biological thing, whatever. I think women are born leaders because you don't teach them all of that, but they kind of adapt to the situation and handle it very gracefully. So I think that's something to put maybe as a bachi, if I'm seeing my mother doing all of that, so I kind of adapt that thing, and I feel okay, if put in a situation, I'll be able to do that. So I think that's one thing, how you become the realization of the fact that you can lead. Also because in my circumstances, I would say that baaz martaba you are put in situations, professional and personal, jahan pe you have no other choice but to lead, because there is no one else who can handle the job. And you're just put in that position. So us time per that is your test to that's a challenge to yourself. Are you able to conquer this situation? Are you able to come out of it gracefully? And us challenge ke baad you realize that okay, yes, you can lead, and then you can put that confirmation stamp that you can be a leader. I think few of these situations happened. Uske baad, I'm telling about my own personal thing as well. Few of these things happened, professional, personal. Even in law school, I got to serve as a president of the law society. And then in my personal life, I was, just taking care of my younger sisters, and it's just being that figure for people to lead them and to take them all together, to strategizing things and seeing what works, what doesn't work. So I think both मेरी शायद बुनियाद बन रही थी. And then when I started अदल और सेहत, जिसमें मेरे जो एक लेजिस्लेशन पॉलिसी क्लिनिक का एक पायलट प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है, एक लीगल एड ब्यूरो का पायलट प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है, जिनको मैंने जो हेड करने के लिए भी खवातीन रखी हैं. Then there are a bunch of law students who are working. I focus on two things. एक तो empathy and plus compassion, I would say. The second thing is mentorship. मेंटरशिप से ऑफ कोर्स आप इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट करते हो. इस चीज के मैं चाहती हूँ कि अगर मैं जो भी सीख रही हूँ मैं उनको सिखा रही हूँ तो पूरा इदारा मेरे साथ चले. मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि मैं बिल्कुल ही इक्वालिटी के कॉन्सेप्ट से चल रही हूँ, इन द सेंस कि देयर इज एब्सोल्युटली नो हायरार्की. आई थिंक certain controlled hierarchy needs to be there so that some discipline is there. लेकिन you just have to kind of sometimes if they're saying कि अच्छा मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ या मैं कर रही हूँ या whatever. Normally in employment employers जो होते हैं हमने normal traditional settings जो होती हैं employment की, उसमें you just kind of not take into account the mental health of the other person. You don't take into account that she's coming from a different household or whatever that is. If I think it works a lot कि अगर आप in that moment if you're able to show some empathy कि okay, no, I understand, I know it's a tough situation for you, why don't you take it off, or why don't you do it on some other day. So relationship आपका strengthen होता है. and that's the reason कि कुछ लोग मेरे साथ जो हैं, and they're working voluntarily, they're working voluntarily, and I just think to myself sometimes कि why are you even here? I mean, you're not getting paid. Yes, you get to work a lot, you're creating impact, of course, but it's just that their association with me, their reliance on me, and the fact that they can come to me, communicate to me about their problems or their career trajectory, and just general advice. Instead, I've created that perhaps connection with them, that I care about you, because I need to care about you because you care about my organization, and we are all creating that impact. So it's just, I feel that what has worked for me is that I've been very understanding. It's like I also come down to their level and say, okay, how students right now are in a very state of flux and all of that. And just generally also I think कि communication पे मैं बहुत ज़्यादा वो पढ़ती हूँ. There needs to be transparency, and also the fact that it's all right to even asking your juniors, do you think I'm doing the right thing? Do you think कि मैंने जो decision लिया है क्या आपको सही लग रहा है? Does it work for you? Does it not work for you? Just you bring them, you go to their level, they feel comfortable, and they're like okay, she cares about my opinion, and she really thinks that my opinion will matter. This way I'm empowering them also, and at the same time unki empowerment se will work effectively for the organization as well. So I firmly believe in that, and I think it has worked for me. And I would also say this just छोटी सी line बोलनी थी कि मैंने जब legal fraternity में it's been 4 years now, and I'm not an oldie person. I still have to go a long way, but alhamdulillah the way my career trajectory went was very unique than a lot of my counterparts and peers. So मैंने जो 2.5 साल में देखा law firm culture में, वो बहुत ज़्यादा समझे सख्त था. कोर्ट जाना या लॉ फर्म्स में जनरली जो हमारे बहुत सीनियर लॉयर्स हैं, तो सख्त इन द सेंस कि समटाइम्स इट बिकेम वेरी टॉक्सिक एट ऑल, बहुत हॉस्टाइल हो जाता था. और हमारे यहाँ एक ट्रेंड शुरू हो गया कि मतलब आपने बात भी बहुत सख्त तरीके से करनी है, आपने बदतमीजी भी जो है वो भी इज एब्सोल्युटली फाइन, इट्स अ पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ बीइंग अ लॉयर एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. सो आई unlearned all of that, I would say. I saw them and I said, that's not a model I'm ever going to adopt. So my learning process, I don't know if psychology mein kya kehte hain, which term hai, but it's just that I saw it and I took it as an example. I'm saying that's something I'm never going to do. So that's how I think that's translated into a lot of the work that I've done with other law sayers. So I think that's worked for me, and I now encourage also to my student. मैं उनको बोलती हूँ कि client से बात करनी है, if she's a victim of domestic violence. I did that. I sat with them. I called a psychiatrist. We did a sensitive trainings, sensitized तरीके से आप किस तरह से client को approach करते हो, because that person is going through a lot of trauma. How you need to step 1, step 2 पूरे trial आप लेके जाते हो. It's just that my little कोशिश to implement this in the legal fraternity as well. देखिए compassion और empathy कोई बुरी चीज नहीं है. Great leaders are कि जो आप empathy compassion दिखा सकते हो. So I think that's something that I'm just trying to do, and something that I believe in.
So an interesting thing that Khushbuk has just mentioned was mentioned a few minutes ago was that maybe we should just give chances to the young girls and see what they do in those opportunities that are given to them, and then maybe they would become leaders, maybe they would struggle, and then they can identify, okay, is this my strong suit or is this something that I don't want to do? Like just giving them that opportunity would make them learn on their own. So Sania, do you think that, have you seen that happening in your let's say in the entertainment industry, that young girls are given opportunity and they're under the supervision or mentorship of more experienced women leaders, and how does that work out? What is your experience there?
Okay, so maybe my profession is not a very good example, because when you come into this profession, it's not even considered a profession, right? So there is no there is no channel. For example, if you want to be a lawyer, you pass through your school, your college, then you go through a law college, and then you become a lawyer's apprentice or an assistant, and then you practice as a aid, and then you become sort of, you start taking your own cases. So there is a sort of a process to it. In my profession, it's very sudden. I want to be an actor. I'm a good looking person. I can come and become an actor. That is the sad part of it, because they're not really becoming actors because they really have to say something, or they thought this is my talent, or I want to explore human behavior, or I want to tell stories, or I want to be part of exploring a social setup or a social behavior or an event. That's not why they're actors. So I think my profession is not a very good example. And it is toxically competitive in nature, like sports. They're toxically competitive. They've made them into it. They've made sports and especially acting or modeling only about competing, being better. And so the whole competition is only about who the audience thinks is better, or who wins the race, or who makes more runs, or who, which is just sort of not the spirit of the job. So this, of course, I have experienced that most of the new people, and girls in particular, are on their own. So they are not, whatever they have learned before they have come to this profession, which is usually all the wrong things, because what you see about a profession from afar, being a university professor, baat hoti hai bhai, university professor, doctor, look at her, she looks like a strong woman, chehre se hi lagta hai. You have no idea what's gone into that chehra, looking like this. Like, do not mess with me chehra takes. You have no idea what it takes, right? So, dur se to I want to be Khushbak. Put your feet in her shoes and you will see. Your soul is going to start aching after a while. So it takes your blood and sweat. It takes, what lovely composure Manahil has. How well she speaks. Dude, she's been up nights. She's dealt with rejection and struggled with her own problems. And then she's emerged like this big flower that you see right now, right? That they have no idea about. They're just put into the chucky. And when they get there, they're like, oh, Lord. And then there is no help. Everybody's there just to bestow them. They're bestowed for their money. And then you're dealing with emotion. You're constantly doling out emotion that is not yours. You're a young person who's mostly not experienced life in many ways. You have not been helped getting into the skin of that character. Again, this I'm speaking about our profession only. Emotionally heal jate hain nai log after a while. They either become like robots and they say कि अच्छा इतनी मेहनत करने की तो जरूरत ही नहीं है, क्योंकि इतनी सी मेहनत में और इतनी सी honesty में, या honesty है भी या नहीं भी है, but I'm getting the expressions right, मैं तो मुझे मिल रहा है सारा कुछ. Why do I need to put in so much effort? And that will be true for doctors and lawyers. जो बात वो कह रही है, खुशबक ने कहा कि सख्ती से बात करना has become like a thing. मैं बदतमीज हूँ मतलब मैं पावरफुल हूँ. हालांकि it's just the opposite. बदतमीज होता ही वो आदमी है जिसके पास बेचारे के पास पावर नहीं होता. वो प्रिटेंड कर रहा होता है कि मैं पावरफुल हूँ. जो असल में पावरफुल आदमी होता है उसे तो कुछ भी नहीं करना पड़ता. कमरे में दाखिल होता है, पावर साथ ही आता है उसके. You can feel this person's power. तो वो हमारे साथ तो ये बहुत डिसएडवांटेज है. Also, ये प्रोफेशन ऐसा है कि जिसमें it's not like you've put in 5 years, so you're going up. If you've put in 5 years, you're going down. With age, your it's a dirty word, but market value or your it's not improving. Your prospects are not improving. They're coming down for both for both men and women. But men seem to have stretched it longer for a while, all over the world because it's such a patriarchal world where it's okay for man to be, and that's how we see them in the house also. Like, no matter how old you become, your father is the boss. He tells you exactly what to do, even if you're an earning member of the family. Being a woman, even then your father tells you what to do. Your father will tell you who to marry. Your father will tell you how to deal with your married life if you're being abused or not heard or being gaslighted. You come to your father will tell you whether or not you can come back home or you need to go back to the same toxic environment. See, so that mindset that an older man is the boss is something that goes on in our minds for a very long time. Whereas an older woman starts becoming useless. Then when she can't bear children, she's useless. When she can't take care of children as she gets older, she's useless. She's not an economically independent entity, so she's useless after a while. If she can't serve you in a certain way, like keep the family together, cook food for them, go out, earn money, if she's not able to do all that, and I'm talking about across the board, all classes, she's a useless person. She doesn't look the way she used to look. She's a useless person, and that also so then kind of spills over on your people on the screen and in the media. So they are competing with you name the bias, and female actors are competing with it and dealing with it and trying to get out of it with dignity. Plus, no matter how hard you work, no matter how bad life is for you, Pushpa, you will still be respected for becoming a lawyer. This girl will still be listening to gullies on Insta and Facebook because she's somebody out there presenting herself. So she's, अरे तो वो तो फिर उसको गाली देना तो बनता है, उसको बुरा कहना तो बनता है, उसको जज करना तो बनता है. I know jack about her life, but वो है ना ऐसे, I will judge her. लॉयर और डॉक्टर को जज करते हुए आप थोड़ा सोचेंगे, नहीं यार ने 6 साल पढ़ाई की है यार, 12 साल उसने यार पढ़ाई की है. एक्टर क्या होता है? Subliminally, back of our heads, we have no respect for women who are out there being okay with their bodies, showing you their faces, taking you on an emotional ride. You are not okay with it. It's a very psychological thing because somehow you feel that she is leading you in an emotional journey. She takes you with her. You don't like it. Even women don't like being led by a woman because subliminally she's not perceived as a strong or a person worthy of leadership. So all this is just very in the, it's not something obvious. It's not something that you will see. But it is somewhat a very psychological version of what you see in offices and in universities and in hospitals where women are not welcome bosses. They will try and make life a little difficult. They will try and, show, okay, Oda aapka bada hoga, but I'm the man. Or Oda aapka bada hoga, but you're still a woman. I'm also a woman. Please wear same. Or please don't be a bitch. तो हम as actors हर तरह से हर वक्त vulnerable हैं. बहुत छोटे-छोटे ग्रुप्स में हम देखते हैं कि हमें ये सपोर्ट एक दूसरे से मिलती है. The younger lot is still more conscientious और वो देते हैं एक दूसरे को ये सपोर्ट और कम competitive है as compared to opposed to popular belief. लगता है कि लोग बड़े आपस में, the younger lot is less competitive. My age group was also less competitive because ये हमारी वाली generation आ गई थी, second generation working women, third generation working women who were okay. भाई तुम्हारा वाह जबरदस्त performance and वाह बहुत जबरदस्त performance. It was unheard of. People would not clap for each other. So women have, and I think it has a lot to do with women that are working outside in so many different professions that you meet every day, and you see the difference, and you see that women are supporting each other and are not competing with each other any more than professionals should be competing for better work, for better results, for how well you can do a job. So for us, it's not very good. पर एक लीडरशिप के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मैं एक बात और जो कहना चाहती थी खुशबा मनाइल की बात के रेफरेंस में, तो ये भी है कि हाउ फीमेल लीडर्स नीड टू लर्न हाउ टू क्रिएट constructive and positive boundaries. Because I'm a compassionate person, because I listen to you, please do not walk all over me. You cannot. I think that is imperative. Because women are supposed to be naram dil yaar, wo to matlab then रोज अपना प्रॉब्लम लेके आ जाओ, रोज अपनी कहानी लेके आ जाओ, उसके साथ भी वही प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं. She's not telling you her story. We have to learn to be professionals as well. We are women, we have issues. There will be health issues, there will be issues with our menstrual cycles, our hormonal disturbances, our children, our husbands. We will have all those problems. And yes, I will listen to you, but not every day. Not all the time. I've helped you deal with your problem, now please deal with it. So healthy boundaries, extremely important in life, in professions, in workplaces, in friendships, in relationships, everywhere. Women really need to learn to say no when they need to. You know? And that extends into your general life practices also. Na? Women are not taught to say no. बचपन से, again I keep going back to बचपन, कि अगर किसी ने घर में कोई काम कहा तो नहीं, तुम बड़े कह रहे करो चलो. अरे नहीं, उसका दिल चाह रहा है यार बच्चे का, बड़ों को क्या तकलीफ है, अगर बिल्कुल ही पैर मतलब और बहुत बुजुर्ग नहीं है तो उठ के खुद क्यों नहीं पानी पिया जा रहा. Why? What? You know? So I think बहुत लंबा फिर से मैंने सब कर दिया है, लेकिन I thought this was very important to say कि leadership में it is also extremely important to learn to create healthy boundaries. I am sorry for this very long answer.
A very interesting thing I just wanted to add here was that when I became the chair of the Institutional Review Board, a very good friend of mine came to me and said, "You are too motherly, you won't get anything done." And that was the first comment. Instead of a congratulation, this was the comment that I got. And it was a very good friend of mine. So he was coming with all of his like positive energy and congratulatory spirits. But the words that came out of their mouth was that you're too motherly and be careful, you won't get things done. People won't take you seriously. Alhamdulillah, I'm 1 year in and I'm planning to be there for at least as long as I can. And I'm getting this done.
Can I please tell you something to tell your friend?
Yes.
I am very motherly. That is why I will get everything done, because it is because of mothers that dude, you're sitting here saying this to me because Absolutely. She got everything done.
Absolutely.
She got everything done. I'm going to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, more power to you, man.
Yes, exactly. And I think that it's a very fine line to balance that, you know, you're being approachable and empathetic, but at the same time also creating these boundaries and also being firm when it's needed. So I think we trade these boundaries so much and it becomes difficult. But I think this is what being a leader is, that how to empower others and also be a listener, but also make sure that things get done without just itni naram dil na ho, jaise Sania gayi thi ki bilkul hi sab kuch rahe. So both of you, Khushbat and Sania, you were talking about toxicity in the workplace as well. So Khushbat, one of my questions to you is about how there are certain organizational laws and practices which hinder women in workplaces from prospering on their own terms or achieving what they want. So what do you have to say about that?
So Manahil, do you want to speak about the laws which are in relation to workplace harassment? Because that's what I think that's what I heard.
So it's generally any laws and practices that are in organizations that hinder women from achieving what they want or doing what they want. So it could be related to harassment, but it could be other things as well, you know, glass ceilings or other aspects of things that don't let women prosper in an organization.
Oh yes, yes. तो I think ये contextual हो सकता है कि I start by talking about my profession. Law firms are, and the whole law fraternity is very male dominated. Very less women who बहुत कम law firms हैं. एक इस्लामाबाद में है, एक कराची में भी है, and now मतलब कि very less women in less leadership positions starting their own law firm. और उसकी वजह भी यही है कि हमें इतनी बार ये बताया जाता है कि number one that you're a woman, तुम कोर्ट कैसे जाओगी, अभी तुम्हारी let's say they also ask, are you going to get married, because if you get married then you won't be able to handle the pressure of the, because it's, I would say and put it forward that the law field, especially if you're doing litigation is that you have to go to court to plead cases, and then you have to come back to the law firm and start preparing for other cases. So if you're doing that, it's a very बहुत pressure होता है. It's a very challenging job. So it's also a very fruitful job as well. But I would say it's very challenging. So उस दौरान भी they like कि एक लड़का ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह से कोर्ट में जाके स्टाफ से बात कर सकता है, और जजेस भी मोस्टली मेन होते हैं, ठीक है, तो they're more inclined towards hiring men over women. So that's one factor that's prevalent and throughout the legal fraternity. अभी रिसेंटली थोड़ी सी चीजें चेंज हुई है, मैं ये कहूंगी. Of course, उसका credit भी I'll give to social media and the conversation like these that we are having, and also because some women have taken the charge and started their own law firms, and मैंने अपना रास्ता भी खुद अलग कर लिया, independent practitioner, started an organization. तो I'm trying कि और ख़वातीन को भी इस तरह से empower किया जाए, लेकिन we cannot ignore the fact कि मेरी कामयाबी भी depend करती है a lot on how the trends in the legal fraternity are changing or not changing. Yeah. If they want to, let's say I've started civil services practice in the High Court. So there are already some few senior lawyers who are there in the game since 20 years. So it's very difficult for them to, agree to the fact or just be comfortable with the fact that, okay, this young girl has now come into this and she'll take away our clients, that's jealousy that's there. अच्छा ये यंग है, कॉम्पिटेंट है, इसको जो है फिर सारे क्लाइंट्स हमारे ले जाएगी, तो उनके बिजनेस को I'm posing a threat. ये फैक्टर्स हैं. और जस्ट जनरली अगर मैं लॉ फर्म में मैं जब थी, और अभी जो मेरी कुछ फ्रेंड्स लॉ फर्म्स में हैं, उनको मतलब सीनियर पोजीशंस पे लाने के लिए वो ये कहते हैं कि नहीं, बट you were busy, you took an off for your wedding, or you always take an off to drop off your children to school, you take time off basically. So उस लिहाज से उनकी प्रोग्रेशन नीचे हो जाती है, और द मैन जैसे कि वो देखो वो क्लाइंट्स लेके आया नहीं, देखो वो जब भी मैं उसको रात को 12 बजे भी बोलता हूँ तो वो रिसर्च करता है. So they're like कि जितना वो अपनी टाइम को कुर्बान करके मेरे लिए आ रहा है, so that's something that's amazing. जो कि वो भी जो ये कहते हैं, and that's why they वो senior positions पे ज़्यादा होते हैं, then they become partners in law firms as well. But for women it does not happen. I'm not saying कि litigation firms में ये मुश्किल है, but corporate firms में the trend has changed a bit. अब ख़वातीन partner positions में हैं in top law firms in Karachi and in Islamabad and Lahore as well. But still I won't say, what I'm trying to say is trend थोड़ा सा change हुआ है, and I'm very happy. It is something that I should be extremely delighted about, because thoda sa change, it will lead to let's say 10 years down the line more partners over there. So I'm acknowledging that, but at the same time things are absolutely not easy for women out there. In the law firms, just recently and I receive these messages a lot on Instagram, students messaging me कि I'm interning at this law firm but they don't give me work because they are more concerned about कि अच्छा ये बाल खोल के आई है, इसको तो जज सीरियसली नहीं लेंगे, अच्छा इसने लिपस्टिक लगाई हुई है, इसको जज साहब सीरियसली नहीं लेंगे. So there are these biases highly prevalent, and उसकी वजह से जैसे कि मैं deliberately कोशिश करती हूँ कि अच्छा नहीं, मैं मेकअप नहीं लगा के जाऊँ, नहीं मैं अपनी शक्ल जो है स्माइल नहीं करूँ मैं, so I am just putting, एक तो काम भी करके जाऊँ, ठीक है, then I have this additional burden to like look like a bitch and look like a person who's just serious, and I just show them that I'm serious. That's the double the effort that I have to do, itna sara padke and all of that as well. Okay, so because the first thing that a judge, or just general, I don't share judge, I just generally when you enter the field is that they look, is she looking serious? Is she looking professional? First, you have to, psychologically prove that, yes, I'm serious. I don't smile unnecessarily. I talk in a very firm, stern tone. So you have to prove that, pass that psychological barrier, and then they will come, Acha, now let's see if you're competent or if you're not competent. So, देखो तुम्हारी research कितनी आती है, तुम्हें drafting कितनी आती है. So, all these things play out. So it's a bit difficult in my profession for women to, go up like that, and it's a very gets very toxic as well. So yeah, so Manahil, if you want me to add something to this, then
makes sense. No, I think what you've said makes a lot of sense, that as women, we're facing these additional sort of pressures all the time, that you have to be very conscious of how you're looking, what you're speaking, and that apart from that, you also have to look at the work that you're doing. So sometimes that balancing, then you talked about, if somebody's married or not, that status affects things. If they're mother or not, that affects things. So that's also, it's a lot of things, there are a lot of expectations and a lot of biases. So you're right, and sometimes it's so much pressure that nobody can understand who's not in those shoes themselves. They cannot understand what's happening. So
that's why, Manahil, I'd also like to add that it is not enough only for women to change.
Yeah.
It is not enough for women to be out there fighting that battle, showing that they are competent enough, showing that they are serious. It's not enough. Because the fact of the matter is that, yes, she is the primary caregiver, but the child is the family's child. The husband is an equal partner in the birth of the child. So why is he not an equal partner in bringing up the child if both the parents are earning members? Let's say there are some things that the father will not be able to do because mothers do them better. But other times, he can surely be helpful, right? So it is extremely important that in our quest for change, men change with us and we also help them change.
Yeah.
As people in leadership roles, we can also help the men that we are leading change as well. So that's an added job for every female in a leadership role, that you facilitate this understanding and to show that it is not threatening for you to change.
Yeah.
They seem so lost. If they have to do something that women do, they are so lost. Women are not lost if they have to do something that men do. But men are like, because immediately the idea is that I will be judged. कि मैं तो औरतों वाले काम कर रहा हूँ. As if कोई menial job है या कोई कम job है. And women feel very proud doing men's jobs, driving, not earning, not a job, not a degree, driving. Oh, आदमियों की तरह गाड़ी चलाती है. आदमियों की तरह गाड़ी चलाती है, rash गाड़ी चलाती है. आदमियों की तरह क्या मतलब है? Like, so ये जो हम उनको कॉम्प्लीमेंट भी करना चाहते हैं तो उन्हें आदमी से कंपेयर करते हैं. भाई बेटा है वो घर का यार, वो क्या बेटों की तरह करती है. बेटी है, बेटियों की तरह करती है. She does her best.
Yeah.
Why this comparison? बेटों की तरह बेटे, तो ये भी भरते रहते हैं दिमाग में. तो बेटे भी चेंज होने से घबराते हैं.
Yeah.
मेरा बच्चा अच्छा है, मेरी औलाद अच्छी है, देखो कितना ख्याल रखता है. मेरी औलाद अच्छी है, कितना नहीं, औलाद नहीं कहते, बच्चा नहीं कहते, हम कहते हैं बेटी या बेटा. So उसको भी हम जेंडर स्पेसिफिक कर दे. तो जो दूसरा जेंडर है वो चेंज होने में, या कोई भी और जेंडर, अभी तो हमने और जेंडर्स की तो हम बात ही नहीं कर रहे, जिक्र ही नहीं कर रहे कि वो तो पता नहीं किस उससे, it's a whole different Pandora's box.
Yeah.
तो वो आई थिंक ये भी एक बड़ी ही इम्पोर्टेंट बात है कि हम इन लीडरशिप रोल्स मेक इट इजी. डोंट लीड लाइक अ मैन, डोंट लीड लाइक अ वुमन. Don't leave your qualities behind to compete with men. I don't think we need to compete with men.
Yeah, we don't. We definitely don't.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
Yeah, and I would like to add here, just like Sania was saying, it's not just the women, but the whole family needs to come together to facilitate things to happen. I would actually add that whole institutions or the systems need to come together. Like I am here because my institution has gone above and beyond to support me. Be it scheduling exemptions, कि मुझे 1 बजे जाना है बेटी को पिक करने के लिए और मैं 2 बजे वापस आऊंगी. I don't want any class to be scheduled in that time. The university finds a way to cater to my need. मुझे babies को daycare में रखना है and I want to be in a classroom taking my class और वो live video camera चल रहा हो और मुझे बच्चे नजर आ रहे हो ताकि मुझे तसल्ली हो, कोई गिर नहीं गया, कोई चोट नहीं लग गई. The university supported me in making policies, arranging cameras और क्या क्या कुछ. तो वो उन्होंने किया तो मेरी प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ी, मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ा, मेरे आउटकम्स बढ़े, हर चीज उसके हिसाब से बिल्ड हुई. मुझे वो अपॉर्चुनिटी ना मिलती अगर मेरे नाम के साथ ये टैग होता कि ये तो 1 घंटे के लिए बीच में गायब हो जाती हैं. एंड इफ दैट वाज अ बैड थिंग एसोसिएटेड विद माय प्रोफाइल, जैसे अभी खुशबख्त ने कहा कि वो सिर्फ वही चीज एक हाईलाइट हो रही, नहीं, अब मेरे लिए क्या हाईलाइट होता, बीइंग अ मदर ऑफ 2, बीइंग अ वाइफ, being managing everything alone at home. She's still doing X, Y, and Z, and that's such a confidence boost that I find opportunity to just share it with the world कि देखो मेरा इंस्टीट्यूट मेरे लिए ये सब कुछ कर रहा है और हम आपके लिए भी ये सब कुछ करेंगे. We need to have more institutions like that, more support systems like that. चाहे वो आपकी फैमिली में सपोर्ट हो, as a sister-in-law, as a mother, as a sister, as any other relationship, if we can be that support system कि नहीं ये तुम करो और ये करके भी अगर तुमने अच्छी प्रोडक्टिविटी दिखाई, then you are way better than वो बेटे का जो भी आपने कहा ना कि जी हमारा बेटा नहीं, बेटी से अच्छा बन के दिखाया. My mother was a single mother, like वो विडो हो गई थी अर्ली एज पे, तो हमने तो उनको रोल मॉडल देखा. हमारे यहाँ तो जैसे अभी आपने कहा ना कि बाप से जाके इजाजत लेते हैं, उनसे पूछते हैं, तो हमारे तो ये था कि नहीं हमारी अम्मी ही सब कुछ है, अगर अम्मी ने इजाजत दे दी तो वो चीज बचपन से, जैसे अभी सारी हमारी बातें थी, बचपन से बिल्डअप होते होते you as a child see that a mother is a role model in front of you. She was not educated but she was confident, she took stand where she had to, और वो build होते होते आज हमें यहाँ पर पहुंचाया ना. So one person changes and then there's a whole support system backing them, and that makes a leader out of them, right?
Absolutely. And like खुशबख्त was saying कि बहुत सारी families ऐसी हैं जहाँ उनको इन बातों की अंडरस्टैंडिंग या कॉम्प्रिहेंशन ही नहीं है और वो ज्यादा बड़ी मेजॉरिटी है. एंड आई कंप्लीटली अग्री विद हर कि वो ज्यादा बड़ी मेजॉरिटी है और हम ये अपनी ख्वाहिशात का इजहार कर रहे हैं कि ऐसे होना चाहिए, ऐसे होना चाहिए. लेकिन जहां जहां हमारा कंट्रोल बनता है, जहां जहां हमारा खुशबख्त का अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन में बनता है, आपका अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन में बनता है, मनाहिल का अपने वर्क एनवायरनमेंट में बनता है, मेरा अपने वर्क एनवायरनमेंट में बनता है, वहां तो वहीं से ट्रिकल डाउन इफेक्ट आएगा. ये छोटी बात नहीं है कि ये खवातीन आपके मेरे वर्क स्पेस में इस वक्त मौजूद हैं. ये हमारे लिए सबसे बड़ी तक़वियत का सबब है कि चाहे वो उस वक्त हमसे अग्री करें या नहीं करें, या हमसे कंपटीशन में हो या नहीं हो, उस स्पेस में अपने कंफर्ट जोन से, अपनी सिक्योरिटी के स्पेस से बाहर होने का खौफ हर औरत अच्छी तरह समझती है. So if you can come together on just that one point, that completely changes your work environment. Like if, for example, we've not even spoken about other kind of issues that women have at work, and I think आगे सवाल हमारे पास शायद है. लेकिन अगर कोई मुझे दूर से भी लगता है ना कि मेरे सेट पे ये कुछ नामुनासिब गुफ्तगू हो रही है लड़की के साथ, तो आई जस्ट गो देयर एंड आई से क्या हुआ, कैसे हो, हाँ अच्छा हो, तुम आ गए, अच्छा क्या चल रहा है भाई. It fizzles out immediately. He knows a more powerful person is present and is watching. Just that, little small things. The girl also knows a more powerful person is there and watching. And if this doesn't happen, चीख आएगी माँ से भी.
Yeah.
फिर ये बहुत खिलारा मचेगा इसका फिर, So just that. You don't have to threaten anybody. You don't have to yell at anybody. You just have to show you are there and you're watching.
Yeah.
And you are perceived as a more powerful person. So I think little things like that also make a lot of difference to people working under your leadership or just present in an environment where you are perceived to be a leader. By age, by experience. मेरे profession में तो यही होता है. आप पापा हैं, बड़ी हैं, you're a senior actor, you're just perceived to be as somebody. और कुछ हमारी cultural चीजें बहुत अच्छी भी हैं. Not everything is really,
Yeah.
People generally are, even though they look down upon it and not perceive it like a quality, but they're willing to help you because, because they think, "Arey khatoon hai, zara madad kar de." Why not build on that? Why not take that good quality from them and build on it? And say, yaar, isme bhi help kar do, isme bhi kar do, ye bhi kar do, ye usko bhi build kare, aap bhi build ho. Together, all genders together.
Absolutely. And organizations का culture भी तभी change होगा जब सबका mindset change होगा. सिर्फ एक का mindset change हो जाए, बाकी सब वहीं के वहीं पुरानी सदी के अंदर रह जाएंगे. तो फिर वही होगा जो जिस तरह के cases के साथ अक्सर खुशबक भी deal करती होंगी. I'm sure that people face a lot of constraints, a lot of different things, and they can't move forward even when they want to. And yeah, I think Humaira, I also want to hear a little bit of your perspective on this. That how what do you think that young women will face as hindrances around them once they enter the workplace?
Hindrances are pretty much what Sania and Khushbuk have been mentioning, that the support system needs to be there, starting from their homes, coming into their communities, their co-workers and their bosses. All of those people have to have a particular mindset, and only then would a woman get that empowerment and that confidence that she can do what needs to be done. Like if I talk about myself, so before marriage, although as I mentioned that my mother was a very strong lady, but I had an opportunity to go abroad for a PhD program that I was being offered. And at that point, the only question that my mother had was, would you be able to do it? And that question was enough to shatter my confidence. And I was like, maybe, maybe not. And I ended up not going. And after marriage, just that one question and the wording of that one question was enough for me to, if she had said, okay, I know you would do it, just give it a try. And if there's something wrong, we'll be here to take care of you. Just the change of that attitude. And after marriage, alhamdulillah, I'm lucky again enough to be with a very good partner. And he was like, you're getting an opportunity. You've never been to another country all by yourself, but this is your opportunity. Just try it out. What is the worst that could happen? I had 2 kids that I was leaving behind with my husband. Like, will you be able to take care of him? And he's like a kind of, I shouldn't say typical husband, but he's like that kind of husband who wouldn't cook, who wouldn't want to go in the kitchen, who doesn't want to iron his own clothes. But he was coming out of his comfort zone, saying that it's a 1-week trip, try it out. The confidence that you will get out of that trip would stay with you forever. And that was like, I was so thankful that this is how it works. Like, I do have a very inspiring mother, but then there is my husband, then there is my whole institution who are doing these little tiny things, which they might not even realize are so helpful in my career building, that all of these things come together to get the ek aur ek 11. So this is what is happening. And this is what we need to be like, even if we 4 could come together and like be a support system for the girls out there who are struggling, who don't have that support at home. Maybe they can just talk to us and be empowered. Just if I could just call maybe Khushbak, like, should I go for a PhD abroad? And she would say, try it out, nothing would go wrong. And that one statement would be all that I need to take that step forward. Like, I know if at that point I would have told my mother, nahi kuch nahi hoga, main kar lungi, then she would not have said ki nahi jao. So it wasn't ki nahi jao, it was kya kar logi. And that little doubt was all that had to be. So ये होता है कि ये चीजें होती हैं जो ट्रांसपेरेंट होती हैं, ये चीजें होती हैं जो आप किसी को एज एन एग्जांपल बता नहीं पाते हैं, लेकिन ये चीजें आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आपकी पर्सनालिटी बिल्ड करती हैं और आपको वो मदरली बंदा बनाती हैं जिसको के people would think that this person cannot get things done, but sometimes my students are doing things for me just because they don't want to hurt me. Like, I'm talking to them nicely, I'm giving them extension and deadlines, I'm like being very lenient, but they know कि अभी इतनी lenient है तो अब इनको, we don't want to step over her, so let's do things for her. So I'm getting things done in a very different way that other people would have. जैसे सानिया ने कहा था ना, जोर से आवाज लगाएंगे तो आप बॉस हैं, आपकी सब सुनेंगे. Sometimes आप प्यार से देखो बेटा कर लो कहते हैं ना, and people would do things. So it's like owning yourself, owning your strengths, and recognizing it that I don't want to be like my bada bhai, for instance, who is like a very different personality. I want to be me and then still be a leader in itself. So वो चीजों को recognize करना और उसके अंदर not only finding the right places, realizing कि हाँ ये institution मेरे लिए अच्छा है क्योंकि यहाँ ये support system है. If I had been to any other university, actually I know universities where it's frowned upon that this teacher is in the classroom and her daughter is sitting at the back, so she'll probably be distracted. Her daughter is not allowed on campus because it's a distraction. So there are institutes who would deal the same case like that, and then I can easily bring my daughter in my classroom. No one would even bother कि हाँ ठीक है बच्ची बैठी भी है. Everybody in the past 2 years had Zoom teaching sessions where it was like faculty should open up their cameras. And I was the only faculty in my institute who didn't open camera for like 2 years. And everyone was okay with that. My students at one point said कि मैम आप कैमरा ओपन ना करके भी आपकी बात में इतना enthusiasm होता है कि हम सोते नहीं हैं, हमारा दिल करता है सुनने का. And then there are faculty जिनका कैमरा भी खुला है, they're doing everything right, but their tone is so slow that they go to sleep. So it was such a big compliment, and that was coming from a student. जैसे अभी सानिया ने कहा ना कि आप अपने bosses के लिए भी कभी-कभी एक inspiration हो सकते हैं. वो एक comment मुझे हमेशा याद रहता है कि यार even without showing my face, my tone, my language, the way I'm talking is inspiring for students and they're still interested in listening. तो वो student का comment था लेकिन वो मेरे लिए confidence boost था. तो ये बात होती है कि छोटी-छोटी बातें इधर-उधर की होती हैं जो कि आपको uplift कर रही होती हैं और वो आपको वो मौके हाथ से नहीं जाने देने चाहिए कि आप रात में सोचें कि यार उस वक्त उसको ये कह दिया होता. So ये चीज आपका एक होना बड़ा जरूरी है.
I just say one thing, एक लाइन बस मुझे डालनी थी कि जैसे हुमैरा ने जो बात कही ना कि आपकी communication with the other person if it's very positive तो वो आपको realize नहीं होता कितना बड़ा impact कर जाती है. तो मैं ये चीज पे बहुत emphasize भी करती हूँ. I think कि हमारी अवाम चूंकि generally the society हम लोग बहुत हमारे अंदर एक मायूसी है and of course by virtue of जो हमारे मुल्क में हो रही हैं चीजें ऊपर नीचे borders वगैरह ये सब चीजें. So I think कि even if you are sitting next to a person who's a stranger but he or she is बहुत ज़्यादा perplexed है, so even if you have a conversation with them and saying no you can do this thing. तो जैसे हम मेरे profession में I am dealing with constantly victims who are subjected to violence or people family laws में उनके घर टूट रहे हैं, बच्चों की लड़ाइयाँ हो रही हैं, all of that. So it's just me as a lawyer. हमें training तो सिर्फ ये दी जाती है कि client को तुमने legal advice देना है. But what I'm trying to instill and something that I tell the upcoming aspiring lawyers to, you have to be empathetic, because the client and the lawyer has to work together on the case because the client की story ही आपने जज साहब सामने narrate करनी है and you have to do it in a way that he or she has felt it. Of course, you will put on the flavor of all the laws. Of course, that needs to be there, but that helps. I think just generally as a person, responsibility लेना जरूरी है क्योंकि I have seen the victims when you tell them कि नहीं आप ये step लें, आपके साथ गलत हुआ है, ठीक है, अब मैं आपके साथ दूंगी, हम इसको इस तरीके से sit with them, have that conversation with them. But also, I would say perhaps it's an additional responsibility. Lawyers would feel कि नहीं मेरा काम empathy दिखाना थोड़ी ना, मेरा काम legal advice. But it goes a long way. It is helping your trial to be proceeded in a very clear manner. And just I've seen these victims transforming their lives just because I was with them, let's say in a trial. मतलब कहती थी कि नहीं आप मेरे साथ हो तो मुझे confidence आता है. And that is for me something that जैसे आपने कहा कि स्टूडेंट में आपको ये था इस तरह से मुझे रियलाइज हुआ कि नहीं मैं जो ये कर रही हूँ इवन तो पीपल वुड से कि तुम्हें क्या जरूरत है इतने तुम थेरेपिस्ट थोड़ी ना तुम बैठ के ये बातें कर रही हो but when I saw her transforming from a traumatized person to an empowered person who's now doing a job taking care of 2 children and that's my success and I tell this to everyone it goes a long way. You need to be a good person and it does not take away from the fact that you are a good competent lawyer. So I tell this to everyone and I say and that is why I say empathy is important and just want to say that.
So Khushbu, in continuation to all of that, how can we spread awareness around women's legal right and how important is legal education, especially for young girls in Pakistan? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's extremely important क्योंकि जितनी भी ख़वातीन मेरे पास आती हैं, so I do a lot of family law जिसमें खुला, divorce, custody, guardianship, and all of that as well. And domestic violence may, there is sexual abuse, economic abuse, physical abuse, emotional, verbal abuse. तो ये सब चीजें जो है ना तय हो सकती थी अगर खवातीन को मालूम होता कि उनके निकाहनामा के अंदर जो भी 24-25 प्रोविजंस है उन्होंने अगर उसको प्रॉपर्ली स्टडी कर ली होती तो, या फिर अगर उनको इतना एम्पावर किया जाता कि वो निकाहनामा को जो काट देते हैं जो पता नहीं क्या समझ के, आई थिंक दैट इज आल्सो इलीगल, जो पूरी प्रोविजंस काट देते हैं, जैसे सिंपल थिंग के तलाक तफवीज एक कॉन्सेप्ट है कि वुमेन्स राइट उनको डेलीगेट किया जाता है तलाक का, जिस तरह एक मर्द हजरत जो है उनको इतनी ऑटोनॉमी दी जाती है कि वो यूनिलैटरली डिवोर्स दे सकते हैं, इस तरह एक खातून अगर उस एक चीज पे यस लिख देती है उस प्रोविजन पे कि क्या आपको तलाक तफवीज का राइट है, तो इफ Allah na kare, whatever situation happens, she doesn't have to go to court. She can literally give a unilateral divorce herself because that's her right. That will save her from बहुत ज्यादा जो प्रॉब्लम्स है. इसके अलावा you can also attach, and people don't know, a different paper with your specific requests because it's a contract. So आप उसमें addendum attach कर सकते हैं. You can also simple things like you just get me a new bag, or get me a new joda, so simple things like these also you can add. The purpose that I'm saying is that the thing that I'm trying to say is कि आपको इतनी अथॉरिटी वो एक पेपर देता है कि खातून अपने आप को जब, क्योंकि अपना घर छोड़ के आ रही है, सब कुछ छोड़ के, तो अपने आप को उस रिलेशनशिप में एक समझे एक स्ट्रॉन्ग होल्ड, एक पावर की पोजीशन में रख सकती है, एक सिक्योरिटी मिल सकती है अगर वो बैठ के उस चीज को पढ़े समझे. अब मैं इसके साथ अटैच्ड, ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन नॉट ऑब्वियसली एलियनेट the society and the cultural aspect also, because बहुत मर्तबा इस conversation को ही कहते हैं कि ओ ये देखो जरा आप, इसको शादी हुई नहीं, इसको तलाक की पड़ी हुई है, शादी हुई नहीं, इसको बच्चों की पड़ी हुई है, and all of that. So I think that conversation of course will change. Of course अब जितना हम इस बारे में बात करेंगे, और अब अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हम इस बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, अवेयरनेस क्रिएट हो रही है बहुत प्लेटफॉर्म से, यूट्यूब पे भी, मेरे अपने इदारे में मैंने इस पे वेबिनार्स वगैरह सब करे हैं, खवातीन से बात करना एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट शुरू हो रही है. बट स्टिल आई थिंक द माइंडसेट्स ऑफ आवर ओल्डर जनरेशन के, वो बोलते हैं कि ये बड़े ऐप की बात है, ये कोई ऐप की बात नहीं है. तो आप बैठ के, क्योंकि ठीक है अगर इफ यू वांट टू ब्रिंग इन द इस्लामिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, आल्सो इस्लामिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू में भी इक्वालिटी का एक मेजर है. ऑफ कोर्स अगर जो चीजें इसमें लिखी हुई है और वो भी जो है दे स्टेम फ्रॉम इस्लामिक इंजंक्शन, जो खवातीन के राइट्स हैं, जो कि मर्द के राइट्स हैं, ऑल ऑफ दैट. सो आई थिंक start from there, try to understand that, and then उसके बाद जो फिर शादी के दरमियान जो भी चीजें बातें होती हैं, this one thing I tell everyone, जो कि हम सब मैं समझती हूँ शिकार है इस चीज का, जो इमोशनल अब्यूज होता है, वर्बल अब्यूज होता है, साइकोलॉजिकल अब्यूज होता है, एंड द एक्ट हमारे पास जो कानून है उसमें ये चीजें मेंशन है कि लेट्स से एक मर्द बोलता है कि मैं तुम्हें तलाक दे दूंगा, ठीक है, थ्रेट करना ये एक नॉर्म समझा जाता है हमारे यहाँ, और बहुत हाउस होल्ड्स में आप देखेंगे कि तुम बांझ हो, तुम मुझे बच्चा नहीं दे सकती, या थिंग्स लाइक व्हाट वर यू डूइंग देयर, तुम क्यों निकल रही हो घर से बाहर, ऑल दैट. तो कानून अब ये चीज रियलाइज कर रहा है कि सोसाइटी में चीजें नॉर्म बन गई हैं, हेंस दे हैव स्पेसिफिकली पुट दैट इन द प्रोविजन कि ये 2, 3, 4, 5 थिंग्स are all constitute verbal and emotional abuse. So it's just if it's coming from a husband, if it's coming from your parents, if it's coming from your siblings, it's just that the state is now regulating the behavior happening in the domestic situation as well. So I'm saying that I as a lawyer feel very empowered. Okay, I know कि मेरे साथ अभी जब मैं सड़क पे जा रही हूँ, कोई मेरे साथ गलत बात कर रहा है, तो मुझे पता है कि ये स्ट्रीट हरासमेंट है. मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ, मैं पुलिस जा सकती हूँ, पुलिस अगर मेरी FIR नहीं लिखती तो मैं कोर्ट जा सकती हूँ, कोर्ट नहीं जा सकती तो मैं ऑनलाइन सर्च कर सकती हूँ, क्योंकि I can find a number of a lawyer, or just generally I can go on YouTube and see what this constitutes. Also a lot of things you have to do on your own. Also it requires a lot of courage, but I would still say कि आपने अपने लिए ये चीज करनी है. But I'm just saying कि it does empower the woman a lot if she knows the laws. मुझे एक empowerment का sense आता है, but then again I am sometimes bound by the cultural aspect of things, the way society perceives things, and is knowing कि अच्छा नहीं, मेरे वालिद साहब का कोर्ट कचेरी में नाम बड़ा खराब हो जाएगा, जिस तरह के हमारे कोर्ट कचेरी जो लोग होते हैं, it's a bad thing. and all of that. And a lot of women know their rights, but they are unable to implement those or enforce those. And it's just because, and it's it's very weird. From all classes, I by virtue of my profession, I deal with public a lot. So it's like I am dealing with a person with a very economically disadvantaged background. Then there are people who are from wealthy backgrounds as well. एक कहानी हमेशा होती है कि कोर्ट कचहरी करूंगी, मेरे वालिद साहब का नाम खराब होगा, मेरे घर वालों का नाम खराब होगा, ये होगा. They're not thinking about themselves. They're saying कि ये पूरा मुआशरा मेरे अगेंस्ट हो जाएगा तो मैं क्या करूंगी, So at that point, of course, you have to tell them, you have to be the person who has to motivate them to see, do you want to live with this regret or abuse their whole life, or do you want to step up and you want to do something about it? Then guys, the choice is yours. So ये है बहुत चीजें हैं, but a lack of awareness है, लेकिन होनी नहीं चाहिए. There needs to be more awareness that should be created, and here we're trying one step at a time. और अपने इर्द गिर्द की बात करें, आपकी भी फ्रेंड्स होंगी, मेरा मुनाहिल, सानिया, इर्द गिर्द में बैठे हुए, just have that conversation, saying कि मैंने आज ये पढ़ा, फिर आज ये हुआ, तो मैं समझती हूँ कि वो मैंने एक को बोला ना, वो दूसरे को बताएगा, मैंने तीसरे को बोला, तीसरे को बताएगा. So वो मैं अपने एग्जिस्टेंस का अगर इस तरह इस्तेमाल करें, perhaps that goes a long way. And मैं समझती हूँ कि छोटे छोटे steps बहुत बड़ी चीज करेंगे. And
that's excellent. And I totally couldn't agree more, I should say. So in continuation to that, Manahil, what do you think? How can academia enable women to become leaders? Like, what role can we play in academia?
I think that's a very, very pertinent question that in today's age, where compared to before, relatively many more women have access to academia in one way or the other. So one is, I think the first thing is to lead by example, just like you were giving the example of yourself also, that if we want to nurture compassionate and empathetic leaders, then when we are leading them in class, we also, or in any sort of extracurricular activity, anything, we need to show that by example. So that is, I think, one very important thing, that when they see that there can be other types of leadership, there can be ways where somebody can be a leader, but also nurture around themselves, they're going to pick that up. The second is to, again, make them very confident, to teach them how to stop questioning themselves so much all the time and stop having that existential crisis all the time. And if they want to explore something, be this person who guides them. And I think it's also about teaching them other things like collaboration. How do you collaborate with other people? How do you effectively communicate? So very basic skills of life. And I think one thing I do in this regard is that in every class of mine, I spend the first 10 minutes just talking about all of these things when people are joining in, and so usually 10-15 minutes in the start are wasted. So what I try to do at that time is I try to teach them about things like contracts, taxes, some other rights they might have, what should they expect once they become a professional, once they step into the industry, what are the sort of biases that all students, but especially women, might face. So also telling them all of my experiences of my friends and everyone, to make them mentally prepared for these things and to tell them not to become disheartened by all of these things. And yes, there's so much academia can do, and I think that it has started to evolve, but there's still a long way to go. And I think this brings us to the end of our session as well. So I would like to thank all of you for such wonderful insights. And I had a lovely time in this discussion. And personally, I learned a lot as well, especially, like Sania talked about healthy boundaries versus also being an empathetic leader. Then we talked about legal rights, how women can find their passion, how women need to have willpower, and how they should be leaders who are nurturing others, uplifting others. So thank you so much for your time and for such a lovely conversation. If it were up to me, we would continue for 2 more hours, because it's just so nice learning from all of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, take care, everyone.
More power, girls, more power.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.